Keeping secrets is one of the most powerful and overlooked tools in the arsenal of successful people. It isn't about being secretive for the sake of hiding something or keeping others in the dark. Instead, it's about protecting your vision and your strategy from external negativity, distraction, and doubt. When you have a goal or a dream, it's essential to understand the value of keeping it to yourself, at least in the early stages. This process allows your ideas to grow and develop without being prematurely influenced by the opinions of others. At the start of any journey, especially one towards success, there are a lot of uncertainties and risks. You're working with something fragile, an idea, a vision, something that hasn't yet been fully realized. If you immediately share it with the world, you risk exposing it to unnecessary scrutiny, criticism, or even skepticism. Not everyone around you will understand or support your goals. Many people, even those who love you or care about you, may not have the same perspective, knowledge, or belief in your potential. And that's okay. But when you open up your dreams to people who don't have the same investment or belief in your future, you open yourself up to the possibility of their doubts and negative energy. The power of keeping secrets lies in the ability to shield your vision from these external forces. Early on, it's essential to preserve the purity of your idea, especially before it has had the chance to mature. By keeping your goals private, you keep them safe from the naysayers who might inadvertently plant seeds of doubt in your mind. Everyone has their own lens through which they view the world. And if you share your dreams with someone who doesn't share the same enthusiasm or vision, they may unintentionally sabotage your momentum. Negative opinions, even if they come from a good place, can stop you before you even get started. By keeping your secrets, you allow your vision to flourish without the pressure of others' opinions. You're giving yourself the space to refine, adapt, and make mistakes without feeling like you're under constant observation or judgment. The world is full of distractions, and it's easy to become sidetracked by the influence of others. The more people you tell about your plans, the more external noise you invite into your life. Each new opinion, each piece of advice, and each comment can shift your focus and divert you from your original path. Keeping your secrets allows you to maintain control over your journey, to focus on what's important to you, and to proceed at your own pace without unnecessary pressure. Furthermore, keeping secrets is a way of respecting the value of your ideas. Not every thought, vision, or plan needs to be shared immediately. There's a time and place for sharing your progress, but in the beginning stages, your idea is still in its infancy. Like a fragile seed, it needs care, attention, and time to grow into something strong. If you expose it too early, you risk disturbing the delicate process of its development. Let your idea breathe, let it grow, and let it form before sharing it with the world. Once it's fully developed, it will stand on its own, ready to face external criticism or scrutiny. But until then, protect it. Guard it as you would something precious. There's a fine line between sharing and oversharing. Successful people know this line and walk it carefully. It's tempting to want to tell everyone about your new idea or project, especially when you're excited about it. But when you do that, you risk inviting too many opinions and, in some cases, unwarranted advice. While well-meaning, unsolicited advice can often distract you from your true path. Keeping your goals to yourself or sharing them with only a select few gives you the space to work through your ideas without the weight of unnecessary feedback. Another important aspect of strategic sharing is the realization that not everyone around you will understand your journey. The people who are closest to you may be well-intentioned, but may not have the perspective or experience needed to understand your goals fully. They may ask questions that sow doubt or offer feedback that isn't aligned with your vision. However, when you wait until you've built something tangible, something that has momentum and evidence behind it, you're much better positioned to handle any criticism or questioning. By then, your actions will speak for themselves, and your success will provide the evidence that backs up your vision. Timing your sharing also builds anticipation. When you keep things under wraps for a while, when you're putting in the work behind the scenes and making steady progress, you create a sense of curiosity and excitement. People begin to wonder what's going on behind the curtain. When you finally share your results or announce your achievements, it has a much greater impact because it comes as a surprise. a reward for all the quiet work that led up to it. It's a powerful way to generate attention, not through boasting or early announcements, but through letting your actions speak louder than words. Successful individuals understand that timing is about creating space for their work to speak for itself. By being strategic about when and how they share their goals, they maintain control over their narrative, protect their energy, and keep themselves focused on progress. They know that the world doesn't need to know everything right away. They keep their goals close, their vision intact, and their energy focused, so when the time is right to share, they can do so confidently, with evidence of their hard work and success backing them up. When you focus on progress instead of problems, you shift your mindset from one of limitation to one of possibility. Problems will always arise. In fact, problems are a natural part of life, and they are something everyone faces on their journey. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not the absence of problems, but how they respond to those problems. People who focus on progress don't allow obstacles to become roadblocks. They see problems as opportunities for growth and development, learning from each challenge along the way. By focusing on progress, you begin to move forward despite the obstacles, and this forward momentum is key to achieving long-term success. Focusing on progress means understanding that success is not a straight line. It's not about achieving perfection overnight. It's about making incremental improvements, taking consistent action, and celebrating small wins along the way. When you focus on progress, every small step forward becomes a victory, no matter how insignificant it may seem. This mindset is important because it allows you to maintain motivation even when things feel tough. If you are focused on achieving perfection or reaching some ideal endpoint, it can be easy to get discouraged by setbacks. But when you focus on progress, you realize that every small improvement counts, and it becomes easier to stay motivated. This approach also encourages you to celebrate the journey, not just the destination. If you only focus on the end result, you miss out on the growth that happens along the way. Success is not just about reaching the finish line. It's about what you learn, how you grow, and the person you become during the process. By shifting your focus to progress, you learn to appreciate the small victories, the lessons learned from failure, and the hard work it takes to get where you want to go. This is what keeps people going even when the path is difficult. Another key benefit of focusing on progress is that it helps you maintain a solution-oriented mindset. When you focus on problems, you are often bogged down by negative thoughts and emotions. You get caught up in what's wrong rather than looking for ways to fix it. But when you focus on progress, your energy is channeled into finding solutions. Instead of ruminating on what went wrong or what could go wrong, you begin thinking about what you can do next to move forward. This shift in thinking is crucial because it allows you to take control of your situation rather than feeling overwhelmed by it. People who focus on progress don't let problems paralyze them. Instead, they focus on what can be done now in the present to make progress. This proactive attitude is a hallmark of successful individuals. They don't wait for everything to be perfect or for the circumstances to align in their favor. They focus on what they can control and they take action, even if it's just a small step. This ability to take action, despite the challenges, is what ultimately leads to success. Focusing on progress also helps you avoid the trap of comparison. It's easy to look at others and feel like you're falling behind or that you're not achieving as much as you should. But when you focus on your own progress, you learn to measure success based on your own growth, not someone else's. Success is a personal journey, and comparing yourself to others only creates unnecessary pressure. Instead, focus on where you started, how far you've come, and the progress you've made. Each person's journey is unique, and by focusing on your own progress, you give yourself the space to grow at your own pace. This also ties into the importance of setting realistic, achievable goals. When you focus on progress, you break down large, overwhelming goals into smaller, more manageable tasks. Instead of looking at the end result and feeling overwhelmed by the size of the goal, you look at what you can do today, what you can accomplish in the next hour or the next week. This makes the journey more manageable and allows you to keep making progress Even when the end goal seems far off, every small task you complete brings you closer to your ultimate goal, and by focusing on progress, you reinforce the habit of taking consistent action. One of the most significant advantages of focusing on progress is that it helps build resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to keep going even when things get tough. By focusing on progress, you become more adaptable to challenges and more capable of handling obstacles when they arise. Progress is often not linear, and there will be times when things don't go according to plan, but those who focus on progress understand that setbacks are just part of the process. They don't give up when things get difficult. Instead, they adapt, learn, and keep moving forward. This resilience is what allows successful people to weather difficult times and keep pushing towards their goals, no matter how many obstacles they face. Focusing on progress also shifts your perspective from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. A scarcity mindset makes you focus on what you don't have, what you've lost, or what you're lacking. It's a mindset that emphasizes fear and limitation. On the other hand, an abundance mindset focuses on what you have, what you can do, and what opportunities are available to you. When you focus on progress, you focus on what you can achieve, what you can improve, and how you can continue to grow. This mindset opens up more possibilities and allows you to move forward with confidence and optimism, knowing that there are always opportunities for growth and improvement. By focusing on progress, you don't just move closer to your goals, you also develop the mindset and habits that are necessary for long-term success. Success is not about avoiding problems, but about embracing the journey, learning from each challenge, and continuing to make progress no matter what. When you focus on progress, you are building the foundation for success, one step at a time. Focusing on progress rather than problems is one of the most powerful mindsets you can adopt in your pursuit of success. It's easy to get caught up in the negativity of challenges and obstacles. Life throws problems at us all the time, whether it's setbacks in our personal lives, roadblocks at work, or unforeseen difficulties in our goals. These problems can easily consume us, leaving us feeling defeated and overwhelmed. However, successful individuals understand that the key to moving forward is not in avoiding problems, but in choosing to focus on the progress they are making, regardless of the obstacles. When you focus on problems, you put your energy into everything that is wrong or isn't working. This creates a cycle of negativity where the problems seem insurmountable and the path forward feels clouded. You start to see each setback as a confirmation that success is not possible, that things will never improve. This mindset traps you in a state of helplessness and discouragement. On the other hand, focusing on progress shifts your perspective to what you have done right, what you can still do, and how far you've come. Even if you're not where you want to be, focusing on the progress you've made helps you see that you are in fact moving forward. It reframes challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Focusing on progress also helps you maintain a positive and growth-oriented mindset. When you look at how much you've learned from each experience, how much you've grown as a person, and the small victories you've achieved along the way, you start to appreciate the process of getting better over time. This perspective is incredibly empowering because it takes away the need for instant results. Instead of becoming disheartened by the fact that things aren't perfect right now, you begin to celebrate the progress you've made and the small wins that are adding up. Each step forward is a victory, no matter how small it may seem in the moment. This focus on progress also helps build momentum, which is one of the most important drivers of success. Progress is not always linear, and at times it can feel slow, but the simple act of continuing to move, even in small increments, builds momentum that keeps you going. Think of it as pushing a snowball up a hill. At first it's hard, slow, and frustrating, but as you keep pushing, the snowball gains more and more momentum, and suddenly it's rolling down the hill, getting bigger and bigger. In the same way, small steps forward, when consistently applied, build momentum. Eventually, those small actions compound into massive results, and success feels more attainable. When you are focused on progress, you stop getting bogged down by the overwhelming nature of big problems or the daunting scale of your goals. Instead of seeing the goal as a distant and impossible target, you break it down into manageable steps. Each small task becomes a part of a larger journey, and by focusing on completing those tasks, you inch closer to your goal. This approach keeps you from feeling defeated by the size of the problem. As you recognize that each small step is part of the bigger picture, you can build confidence in your ability to succeed as you see tangible progress, no matter how slow or small. And as confidence grows, so does your resilience. Focusing on progress helps you embrace the journey rather than obsessing over the destination. Success is often perceived as a final, perfect endpoint, but this mindset can lead to frustration when you realize that perfection is not a realistic or achievable goal. Instead, if you focus on the progress you're making, you see the journey itself as an integral part of your success. Every experience, every challenge, and every lesson learned along the way adds to your growth. The destination becomes less about reaching a specific point and more about the person you become as you move through the journey. This shift in focus allows you to enjoy the process and feel a sense of accomplishment every step of the way, rather than only finding satisfaction at the very end. Another benefit of focusing on progress is that it helps you become solution-oriented. When you focus on problems, you can easily get stuck in a cycle of overthinking, worrying, and lamenting what went wrong. You may find yourself dwelling on the what-ifs or the mistakes that were made, leading to a sense of paralysis. But when you focus on progress, you stop ruminating on the problem and start thinking about the solutions. You shift from being overwhelmed by challenges to becoming proactive about finding ways to move forward. This mentality fosters innovation, creativity, and resourcefulness as you search for new ways to overcome obstacles and continue on your path. Progress-oriented thinking also strengthens your emotional resilience. Every time you encounter a challenge, and instead of allowing it to derail you, you focus on the progress you're making, you build mental toughness. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after setbacks, to keep going in the face of adversity. When you keep track of your progress, even in the smallest of ways, you create a mental habit of positivity and persistence. Over time, this reinforces your ability to keep pushing forward, regardless of what stands in your way. You learn to navigate obstacles with a sense of calm and confidence, because you know that each challenge is just another opportunity for growth. Focusing on progress also enables you to maintain long-term motivation. Success rarely comes quickly, and there will always be moments when progress feels slow or stagnant. By focusing on what you've achieved so far, however, you can reignite your passion and determination. Reflecting on how far you've come and the hurdles you've already overcome can reignite your drive to continue forward. This perspective ensures that you don't give up during tough times, but instead see them as part of the overall process of growth and achievement. It's about maintaining a steady, unwavering commitment to progress, regardless of the speed at which it comes. In the end, focusing on progress rather than problems is what sets successful individuals apart from those who remain stuck. By shifting your focus from obstacles to solutions, from setbacks to growth, you empower yourself to take control of your future. Instead of allowing problems to define you, you let your progress shape your path forward. Every small victory counts, and it's these cumulative successes that will eventually lead you to your ultimate goals. In conclusion, focusing on progress instead of problems is the mindset that drives true success. By shifting your attention away from obstacles and toward the small victories, you empower yourself to move forward, build momentum, and stay resilient in the face of challenges. Success isn't about avoiding problems, it's about learning from them, finding solutions, and continuing to take steps forward, no matter how small. When you focus on progress, you celebrate each lesson, each improvement, and each step toward your goal, building confidence and emotional strength along the way. This approach not only keeps you motivated, but also allows you to enjoy the journey and appreciate the person you become through the process. Success is built on the foundation of steady progress, and by focusing on that progress, you ensure that you are always moving closer to your dreams